Welcome back to Learn with Chris. I am Chris. Today we're going to continue with our building vocabulary, and we're going to be on our 6th video with prefixes. I think I'll do one more after this. That'll be a total of 7 videos, a total of 35 different prefixes, and I'm kind of running out of prefixes. So we'll do one more video on prefixes after this one, and then probably I'll move on to suffixes. So we'll move to a different topic, but still related to building vocabulary. So today we're going to look at, again, 5 prefixes. The first one is contra, which means opposite or against something. Then we have mis, M-I-S, which means bad or wrong. Then we have mal, which also means bad or evil, even more serious. And re, R-E, which means again or back. And then tele, which means distant or far. So our first prefix is contra. It's a Latin word, and it means against or opposite something. So our first example is contradict. Remember in our last video, we had predict, which is pre means before, and dict as in dictation means to say. So you say before is a predict when you predict, but contradict is to say against. So when you contradict somebody, you say something opposite to what they're saying. Our next example is contraband. Contraband is when you have like illegal products or something. Like maybe in the past, for example, in America, alcohol was illegal in the 1920s. So if you had alcohol, it would be considered contraband. It would have been against the laws of the country, right? So like an illegal product. Then we have the word contrast. Contrast is, we compare when we contrast things. So when you contrast, you're looking at the differences between something. You might contrast different people, different ideas, stuff like that. So you're looking at the opposites of them or the things that make them different. Next, we have contrary. Contrary, again, it's very similar to contrast. Contrary is, again, an opposite idea, contrary to. So I might have an idea and you might have an idea contrary to my idea, which means your idea is going to be opposite to mine. And our last one is contraceptive. So it comes from the word conception. Conception, of course, means to make a baby. So contraception is against making a baby. So this is basically birth control, like condoms or something. They're called contraceptives, right? Okay. Our second prefix is mis. And mis means, now this is actually an Old English word. It's the only word in our list which does not have a Latin or Greek origin. It's actually Old English. And it means wrong or bad, mis. So first example is misunderstand. So if you understand someone wrongly, you misunderstand them. Like they tell you something and you don't understand what they meant. You understand wrong, misunderstand. It happens all the time. Then we have mislead. This could be either misleading people physically, like you bring them to the wrong place, you lead them wrongly, or you could mislead people by saying the wrong thing to them and they understand you in the wrong way. So kind of like lying. You can lie to people, you mislead them. You're leading them to the wrong truth. Then we have mistake. So doing the wrong action when you make a mistake. So very common word. Everybody knows mistake. Our fourth one is misuse. You use something in the wrong way. So of course, products and things have a certain use or utility. You use it for this reason. If you use it in a wrong reason, you misuse it. And our last example is I just jumped ahead. Misplace. Misplace. You put something in the wrong place. Like, where are my keys? I can't find them. I misplaced them. I put them in the wrong place, and now I can't find them. All right, our third prefix is mal, M-A-L. Mal means evil or bad. Also a Latin word. So the first example is malfunction. So of course, any type of technology has a function. It operates in a certain way. If it malfunctions, it has a bad operation. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to work, or it doesn't work at all. So if your computer stops working, you could say it's malfunctioning, or your car can malfunction, something like that. The next word is malpractice. This is to do the wrong practice, the wrong action. So we usually use malpractice with medical reasons, like a hospital, a doctor. Like if they do the wrong surgery or something, or they give somebody the wrong medicine, they could be sued for malpractice. So they gave a bad action medically to the patient, and then they could be sued for that. Our next word is malevolent. Malevolent. This is when you have evil thoughts or ideas, or even, okay, it's an adjective, malevolent. So malevolent, again, you could have a malevolent idea, like you have an evil idea, you want to do harm to somebody, or it could be also used for like cancer, for example, like a tumor, a malevolent tumor, or no, wait, that's a malignant tumor. Sorry, that's a different word. Okay, so maybe not. So maybe it's, yeah, malignant tumor. Sorry, I got confused. So malevolent is, yeah, that's intentions or actions. So if you want to hurt somebody, your ideas are malevolent. You have evil wishes on that person. So it's very bad, of course, to be malevolent. All right, our next one is malicious. Not so different from malevolent. It's also evil actions or bad actions. I think this word comes from evil, wickedness. It's like having wickedness in your heart. It's malicious. Again, malicious, we would use it with words, malicious words, if you're saying words to hurt somebody's feelings. And you can also have malicious actions as well by hurting somebody. Again, bad actions. And our last mal is a very interesting word, malinformation. And it's interesting because it's often compared or equated with misinformation, the wrong information, and disinformation, which is like misleading information, or information to tell people the wrong information on purpose. There's a purpose to disinformation, like you're trying to lie to them on purpose, right? But malinformation, it's bad information, but it's not wrong. So if you're guilty of malinformation, you're actually telling somebody the truth, but it hurts them. There's a bad effect from the information, but it's not a lie. So an example of malinformation is if your wife asks you, how do I look in this dress? And you tell her the truth, like, you think she looks fat or something. That's malinformation. You told her the truth, but there's a bad effect because you hurt her feelings. So in certain situations, it's better to lie, white lie, right? So malinformation, very interesting word. So it's bad information, but it's not wrong information. It's true. It just has a negative effect. It has a bad effect. Okay. Our next one is re, Latin word. It means again or back. So the first example, redo, very easy. If you do something and it's not good, the result is not good, you redo it, you do it again. Very simple. Return means to turn back or to go back. So go home, return home, for example. So to go back to where you were, return. Recycle, of course, is when you take like plastic and you use it again, you recycle it. Then we have rewind. This word would have been used a lot more commonly in the past, where you'd put in like a VHS tape and you'd rewind it. It would go back to the beginning. And our last one is rebuild. If you build something and maybe it falls down, you have to build it again, like you rebuild a house, for example. So again, so re means again. And our last example is tele, which is a Greek word, and it means far or distant. So the first example, telephone. By the way, phone means sound. So it's distant sound, which makes sense for what a telephone is, right? You speak words and somebody far away can hear you, right? So telephone. Everybody knows what a telephone is. But again, it's the distant, that's the part of the tele. Then we have television. Vision, of course, is seeing. So you see something from far, a distant seeing, you see something from far away. That's a television, right? So the image on your television is projected from, you know, a TV company, some very far away, but you see it on your TV, your television, right? Then we have the word teleport. Port means to carry, but in this case, teleport is actually something that we can't actually do, at least not with our current science. Teleport means to carry across distance immediately. In other words, you cross space without crossing time. Well, that, because obviously if you go from point A to point B, like walking or driving a car or taking an airplane, it takes a certain amount of time to go from point A to point B, right? It might take you 10 hours in an airplane. But teleport means you go from this point to this point instantaneously, which of course we don't have the technology to do that, but it's a common idea in like science fiction, for example, teleportation. So to go across distances immediately without spending any time. And of course we have the next word, telescope. Scope means to look. So you look distant, which makes sense for a telescope, of course. You use a telescope and you could look at the moon or look at stars. So you see things, objects at a distance. That's a telescope. And our last word is telepathy. Pathy is feeling. And you can, now this one's a bit complicated what it means from the actual words, tele and pathy, distant feeling. But telepathy is knowing people's feelings not through them telling you or through their actions, but from your mind. And again, this is related to more supernatural ideas or sixth sense. It's something like reading somebody's mind or knowing what somebody's feeling or thinking. Again, not really in the realm of reality. But telepathy would be effectively reading somebody's mind at a distance. Okay, that's it. So we have contra, against or opposite, mis, bad or wrong, mal, evil or bad, re, again or back, and then tele, which is distant or far. Okay, so we're going to have one more video about prefixes. So that'll bring a total of 35, and that will be done in the next couple of days. Thank you for watching. Hope these videos are useful, and please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.